Is it live now?
Okay. I see there's a planned live event. If I'm gonna write something, oh, subscribers only mode. Okay, I have to sub, but
It's live now. It's live now.
it is interesting. I don't see an. Okay, yeah, it is live.
It is live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel for the first time ever. We're going to be streaming a bunch of new things that I've added to Will of the Woods. We're going to be streaming gameplay of the new stuff added to Will of the Woods. I'm going to be explaining with our dear friend Player Home here what the new stuff is and how it works in the existing gameplay. And yeah.
I'm very welcome to be here with you on this channel. Like Faye said, we will be discussing the new update to the Will of the Woods and doing some gameplay testing later on, so definitely stay tuned for that.
Yeah. Alright, let me just switch scenes, and bam. Wait, let me just check if it actually switches scene on this. Yeah, it works. Wait, it's a... Oh wait, did it switch scene? Do you see the tabletop home on your end?
I do see the tabletop, and it looks amazing.
Thank you. I made it with like a PNG of a wooden table and like the tilt plugin for OBS.
Yes, that's exactly how the game is supposed to be played, at the table with your family and friends, preferably one of them, because family usually doesn't go along well with friends. With friends, you usually want to be more competitive, and with family, you just want to mostly have fun.
Exactly. So going in order of who received the most amount of new units and the least amount of new units. No wait, the least amount of new units first, and then the most amount of new units. We have the Warbreeders. The Warbreeders only received 2 new units in this major update. They received the Cannon Bug, which is highlighted in yellow alongside the Boar Bug to indicate that it is a channeling unit, which is a little quality of life thing that I added to the screen top version of the game. And the Scarbearer Shield Bug, or just Shield Bug for now.
I see. So later on, you'll have to explain exactly what these troops do. And for now, I think we have to go to what's new in the Fungal Legion, because I assume it's the second faction which received the most units.
Yes, it received 3 alongside the Molefolk. The Fungal Legions received as their new channeling unit the Healer Solum, the Healer Solum, and as their new units in general, they received the Traitor Construct, and the Spearmaster Solums.
Yes, and in case you didn't remember any of these names, don't you worry, this tabletop has an option to always revert the card and see the names for themselves. They're gonna get way more familiar as we're gonna get to the gameplay, but for now, those are 3 new cards for the Fungal Legion. And last but not least, we're gonna be having the Molefolk. So
your favorite one, right?
Yes, I've been maining Molefolk, and Faye is hating me for that because this race was initially very broken.
Yes, and I don't think they're gonna stop being broken, but you'll see just how broken the Cannon Bug Shield Bug synergy is. It justifies me not adding anything else to that faction.
Can't wait to see that.
Yes. So the new units for the Molefolk include one of these Spearmaster. I keep forgetting the name because it's a really Molefolk Spear Moles, right. They have slightly different names in other documents or in the lore, but the name that appears on the back of the card is usually abbreviated. But yeah, those are the spear moles, and they received two of these new Warworm Youngling cards. These cards are the first cards in the Molefolk faction that have a maximum of 3 units rather than 2, so they will be more on par with the other units with the other factions in terms of how much how many different how many different units are attacking or behaving in general on the battlefield.
Exactly.
And to complement the new strategy that they have, we have the Molfolk Clan Hunger. Now the Molfolk Clan Hunger has no, I'll get into all of their abilities in just a second. Um, the Cannon Bug,
Absolutely.
the cannon, yeah, you were saying something?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Ah,
yeah. I just wanted you to also do a quick breakdown on
their
what the
abilities.
objective of the game even is.
Oh, the
So
objective
could
of the game. Right. So the objective of the game is to collect 7 resin points. You start with 2 of them, or alternatively, to spend resin points to annihilate your opponent via other means, like for example, a channeling ability, a buff from a channeling ability, just in general strategy that leads to your victory. It's the fact that there are 2 ways of winning makes it so that you have to improvise or play the long game depending on what your opponent is doing and such. That certain factions are designed to take the game in a different direction. For example, the Molfolk definitely play the long game a lot more, with the Battle Sage's ability forcing you to collect resin more periodically so you can spend all of it in the attempt to get rid of your opponent.
exactly. Love this breakdown. And since you already discussed that there are two objectives of the game, we can only assume there are defensive and offensive playstyles. And since defensive playstyle revolves around collecting resin, could you tell us how do you even collect resin in the first place?
Oh, right. I forgot about that. These 6 tiles right next to the tree are how you collect resin. If you survive a turn, well, if you survive one of your enemy's turn next to the tree on any of these 6 tiles, which I should probably highlight in GIMP so I can edit so I can I should just bucket tool them in GIMP so that it's easier to see where you can collect resin and such. Um, if you survive an enemy turn on one of these 6 tiles, you collect 1 resin point at the beginning of your turn.
Exactly. I like how you highlighted that there will be improvements to the finalized
Board,
form
yeah.
of the board. You will get the best product possible after we finish balancing it out and perfecting for the commercial use. It's a big word, but basically
Yeah,
when the
commercial
game
use is
will
a bit
go.
of a sorry to interrupt you there. Commercial use is a bit of a strong one because this is intended to be as free as possible.
All right. So you've heard it first. There will be no corporate scams from Faye.
Exactly. There will be no resin pass.
I like that reference.
Yes.
Uh, speaking of which, you said that you
Hmm?
collect 1 resin point per turn if at least one of your troops survives a turn while standing around a tree. What
Yes.
happens if multiple factions stand around the tree? Do both teams, or in some cases, 3 teams at once, collect a resin point?
It's at the end of an enemy turn, so it's so after your enemy's turn, you collect 1 resin point, and assuming that your enemy survives your attack, they collect 1 resin point. So even if multiple teams are on the tree, even if multiple teams are on the tree, it's still one at a time. And even if multiple units from the same faction or the same player are on the tree, it's still one at a time. It does not stack or increase.
Yes. Because if multiple units at the tree would collect one resin, the best strategy would be to pretty much bomb rush the tree with your troops and hope that your opponent does not have sufficient counterplay to stop that strategy from happening.
Yes, agreed. Now before we get into some example gameplay and such, I wanted to discuss all of the new channeling abilities and some of the synergies in between some of these channeling abilities and existing cards. Hold up, let me pull up the documents. So the Warbreeder's new channeling unit, the Warbreeder's new channeling unit, the Cannon Bug, has a ability called the Vaporous Cannon Blast. As you can see, it's a bit of a long one from the document player home. As you can see, it's a bit of a long one from the document. Let me read it out loud. After spending resin points on the channeling phase of this turn, the cannon bug will perform a ranged attack with a range of 4 tiles that deals 3 damage, ignoring armor and evasion. Can be aimed in any 6 directions, just like any ranged attack. Can ignore any obstacle, including the resin tree, and deals damage to multiple enemy cards if multiple enemies are lined up in the 4 tiles. It deals 4 damage to troops of the same faction that are in its trajectory, but allied troops affected by it can account for armor.
Okay, so that means that friendly fire is still very there, but the allied troops will get the damage reduced by the armor, while the enemies won't.
Yes, exactly. And friendly fire is like I said, friendly fire is actually higher than the damage dealt to your enemies. But if you make your army tanky enough, like if you were to make look over here for a second. If you were to make an army out of only scouts and grunts, they would probably die within the first 2 cannon blasts, and then your enemies, right? Within the first cannon blast, and then your enemy, right? Hello?
Yes.
Yes. Sorry, that probably didn't pick up. But the most recent card for the Warbreeder is the Scarbearer Shield Bugs. They are designed to just tank damage from the cannon bug and sit at the tree and collect resin for it.
All right, so that means that these World Breeder shield bugs are pretty much the troop that you want to send first into a battle and potentially use it as a decoy for uh, for other troops to engage it first in combat. So your War Breeder Cannonbug can then get the advantage in the battlefield and snipe the important enemy troop.
Exactly. Only you'd be only the current stats for the not cannon bug. The current stats for the Scarbearer shield bugs are a bit. I wouldn't say like broken, but hold up. Collective HP is the collective HP is an odd number. I forgot. Let me fix that real quick. It needs to be either 4 or 8. Um. So I fixed it. So wait no, I was correct. It was 6. My bad. So the Warbreeder. That's another thing I wanted to discuss is the HP changes. The changes to the way HP works. But before I get into that, so I can sum up the Warbreeder shield bugs. The shield bugs have the highest armor in the game and also some of the lowest HP. So they rely entirely on you either missing they rely entirely on your enemy missing their rolls to attack them, or just simply not having enough armor to pierce through them.
That also implies that the shield bugs are very good at resisting the charge attacks.
Yes. Charge attacks are very, very. I wouldn't say pointless, because if you can get past them, they only have 3 HP. But charge attacks are harder to do against 2 bugs with 5 armor.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I wanted to just discuss the changes to HP. I'm going to take these guys as an example because I remember their stats by memory, and I'm going to take one of these stage indicators. Now, there has been a problem in older versions of this game where I would say, oh, like, you're attacking one of these guys, or you're attacking one of these guys, and they're all in the same card. So, to fix that, I've made the card more important than the individual units on it. Each card has a collective HP, or card HP, which is abbreviated as CHP in the stats. And when you inflict damage to an enemy, you're inflicting it to the card first, and then all of these units. You're inflicting damage to a collective health pool that, as it goes down, you lose one of the 3 units, right? You lose one more each progressively. And that's what these stage indicators are for, that's what these stage indicators are for, because, like, let's say, for example, you dealt 2 damage to this card. Say, for example, you dealt 2 damage to this card. You use this die to indicate that there's still 1 HP out of 3 stages left. But let's say you dealt 4 damage, because these guys have a collective HP of 9 and a health point stages of 3. So now instead of so now you have to set the die to 2 to indicate that there is 2 HP left on 2 stages. Left on the entire hold up, flip. So now this setup tells me that this card has I'm doing the math in my head, 1 second. So 9 plus 4 is, you get the idea, right?
Right, so to put it in simpler terms, the card itself will be having a combined HP. In this case, it's gonna be 3 times the number of units. In this case, 3. It's gonna be having 9 HP in total, and you are gonna be attacking the entire card with its combined armor. However, the card will be dealing the damage, which is equivalent of the damage of a card times the amount of units.
Wait, no, I didn't say anything about damage. Not yet. Hold up.
Okay.
So, as your stages go down, which is the amount of units that are on the card, you deal less damage, right? So, like, you deal less damage because there's less of them attacking. Attacks are still separate, like in the original version of the game, like before. But HP is now a collective number that's tied to the card.
Yes.
Yeah. So this indicator, for example, so let's do some math that I can actually remember. This set it to 2. So this indicates that there's 5 HP left. 2 stages. Sorry, I remember the math now. This setup indicates that there is 7 HP left. You dealt 2 damage, but sorry, I'm not mathing right now. My math brain is not mathing. Sorry. Home, are you there?
I am absolutely there. I'm just allowing you to regroup yourself because you're rushing things.
Oh.
Let's explain this very slowly so we can all understand that.
Okay, so each one of these has 3 HP, but the 3 HP for each of them is represented by a collective of 9 HP, and that 9 HP is divided by the units by the stages. And this is a stage indicator to say, like, if you dealt 3 damage to them, for example, you just put one of these, and you just put one of these here, and it says there's 2 stages left. So this token thing communicates that there are 2 stages out of 3 left. Or if there's 1 stage, you flip it over and there's 1 left, right?
All right. So that makes a lot of sense right now. This additional token does indicates how many troops are left in the stack. If the token is not there in the first place, there are 3 troops. If there is a token but flipped, it's gonna be two troops left, and accordingly, one on the token will mean that there's only 1 troop left, and the card will deal the minimum damage possible.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. Exactly. It took me a while to get there, but we did it. Now, I wanted to also explain the other channeling abilities. The Molfolk, or if you see up here, the Molfolk Clan Hunger has the ability. I remember. Let me read it out loud. Actually, let me read it out loud. The Molfolk Clan Hunger's ability is you can choose one card on the battlefield within the Molfolk faction, excluding the Molfolk Clan Hunger, to perform a melee action as if the channeling action was the entire melee phase of your turn. You can only choose armed or unarmed combat, just like in the melee phase. So, this is another way to build up a long game, like goal, where you collect a lot of resin and then you spend like 2 turns attacking with bonus damage. You build up a lot of resin and then you spend 2 turns attacking with bonus damage. Let's just bring these guys down here for a second, and let's say you have like 2 resin, which is the amount of resin you start with. You can spend this 2 resin to make this guy command these guys to attack during the channeling phase. The channeling action. The channeling action will behave for this one card as if it was the entire melee phase. So you can choose not marching or charging. You can choose unarmed or armed combat and take these guys out, right?
Yes, since in this particular stack there's only 1 stack left, so the
Yes.
chance of missing is super low.
Well, not like missing, more like not dealing any damage. Like, because like it's 3 against 1, and if you choose armed combat, wait, no, both armed and unarmed combat use dice rolls. If I remember correctly, let me just check the rules. Unarmed combat. Oh yeah, you have to. Rolling against evasion chance, yeah. So unarmed combat has dice rolls for evasion chance as well. Right?
Right, so at least we know how to use the resin abilities in the first place. It is gonna be only available during the channeling stage, and by doing so, you will be foregoing using the ranged combat of your units if they're also in the stack.
Yes. Oh, and I forgot one of the channeling units. We have for the last channeling unit that I added, we have the healer Solem, which is a really interesting one to have in the whole army in general. It's the first unit in the entire game that can do anything related to healing.
Yes, and as we all know, healing in strategy games is always annoying. So if you want to be annoying, maybe Fungal Legion is the race for you.
Well, faction, race, yeah.
Faction. Faction. Let's stick to that.
Yeah. Hold up. Let me look at the document for their channeling ability. They're all the way at the top. For 3 resin, you can choose one card in your army and heal it by 3 collective health points, or one entire stage if the card has 2 or more stages. You can't heal past your card's maximum collective health points or amount of stages. You can't heal a card that zero HP, and you also let me change that to CHP again. You can't heal a card at 0 CHP, and you also cannot heal the fungal Solemn Healer.
Yes, so you cannot heal yourself and you cannot resurrect the entire squad. That makes a
Yes.
lot of sense.
But what's particular about this healing ability is that it's specific to the new damage system that I've implemented, as you probably could tell. So let me just my mouse is a bit finicky. So let's say we have the healer Solemn here, and yeah, thank you. Hold up. Yeah, let's say you have the healer Solemn here, and you spend 3 resin. This guy, this card's collective HP is 8, and each of them have 4 health. So each of them have 4 health. So if you were to heal one of these guys, you would be healing 3 HP back to max HP. But if you were to heal one of these guys, you would be healing 4 HP back to max HP, because it works based on stages before it works based on the amount of collective HP.
Interesting. So ability always costs 3 resin and always brings the stage up by 1. Unless the troop in the stack is 1, then it heals it to the full HP.
No. If the card itself doesn't have stages, it only heals 3 HP. So if you have like a if you have like a trader construct that's really low on health, it only heals it by 3, which is a lot in this game, but it's if you heal this guy by 3, it's the same as healing this guy by 3, because you're healing an entire stage which is worth 3, and you're healing this guy by 3 for each resin, right? But if you heal this guy by 1 stage, you're healing 4 for the price of 3.
So it's more so it's more back for I forget the phrase though. It's more valuable for you to heal the swarm units that have a lot of HP each.
Yes. So tank your swarm units. Exactly. Which is what the new fungal spearmasters are. The fungal spearmaster solemns.
Mm-hmm. Definitely will try this troop later on. Very well explained channeling ability.
Yes. Thank you. I think we've pretty much explained as much as I could about the different like aspects of the game and such. Which faction would you like to play for our first demonstration game?
Right. You've told me that War Breeders got a very interesting cannon back. If I
Yes.
remember its name, it is a cannon back indeed. I'm
Yes.
gonna go with the game 1 and War Breeders to test out a new synergy that you taught me about beforehand.
Yes. Yes, exactly. So, 1 second, let me exit the room so that I can join again as the different faction. I think I'm going to try Molfolk against yours, because I haven't used the new synergies with the Clan Hunger or the Battle Sage, which was the previous one. The Battle Sage being like the older one. But if you could click on your name up here and exit and rejoin, that would be great. It won't kick you out of the game, it'll just kick you out of the seat that you're in.
All right.
I just like the
I
green
hear.
highlight for the warp readers and such.
All right. I took the blue highlight, and I think I'm gonna stick with that.
Ah, oh, okay. Sorry. Um, okay. I'm going to choose. you can position your army along these 5 tiles. Any of them will do, but if I choose up, you have to go down. If I choose down, you have to go up.
Yes,
Uh,
we basically have to choose the opposite sides of the map.
exactly, the exact opposite side of the map, so it's always fair in terms of movement, right?
Yes. I think right after that, let's for now pick the cards themselves, and after that we're gonna pretty much explain how the positioning in this game works, how to
Yes.
even start your first battle. That it's gonna be fun and fair for each party involved, because there will be different positionings for the two-player modes and three-player modes.
Yes, absolutely. That is very true. But we aren't that big into the 3-player mode right now. Otherwise I would have a different guest. Otherwise I would have a different guest.
Still, still, we can't explain it so that people who enjoy playing with party of three still can know what are the correct placements for the units in case they want to do a battle royale.
Battle Royale. Yeah. So I would like to hear what informs your decisions on all of the cards you pick uh because first of all, I need to know if I'm good at explaining, and second of all, I want to see what a genius strategist sounds like. Nah, just yeah.
Okay. If I remember correctly, previously when I've played against Warbreeder Borbak, against the Warbreeder Scouts. I've also played against these Grunts, and I've also played against one of these Warbreeder Enforcers, who bel- if I remember correctly, had 5 HP. So this guy is very tanky.
Yes, very tanky, has some extra range, very good melee damage. You get the idea.
Yes. All right. So my final decision is that I'm gonna be taking to the battle Warbreeder Cannonback, 2 sets of Warbreeder Grounds, and 1 set of the Warbreeder Shieldbugs. That's gonna be my strategy at least. Let me just
Yes.
move those to the side of the map where I'm gonna be placing my troops. For now, right here.
See, that's another thing about the deck building that I wanted to do is like risk versus reward, because if you because if you play these guys in front of the cannon bug, it will deal damage to them. But if you play them around the cannon bug's blast and focus on the shield bugs tanking damage, it'll be a different story. So there's more than just like the raw stats in this game. There's also the positioning, which matters a lot.
Exactly. And I would love to see your strategy as well. Since you already know what I've deployed, you potentially can counterpick me and try to take the upper hand.
Yes, I think I'm gonna struggle with this one if I pick Molfolk, but I'm going to go with it anyway. I need something that'll pierce a lot of armor, so I'm going to pick the Spear Moles. Right? I'm going to pick the. Oops, I accidentally picked up a Fungal Legions card. Oops, I forgot to zoom in. I'm going to pick the Spear Moles, and I'm going to pick 2 sets of. I'm going to pick 2 sets of what were they called again? The Warworm
Warworm
Younglings.
Younglings.
Yes, yes, yes. Sorry, I remembered just as you were telling me, and I interrupted. You can position them anywhere in these 4 tiles right here because it's the natural opposite of these 4 tiles right here. And I will remind you that the positioning matters because you can if you position a 3 moving unit here, you can automatically reach the tree in your first turn.
Absolutely. And uh, if I recall correctly, I don't have the permissions
Enemy
to see the
factions.
document. Uh, to see the
Oh, you
document that
don't
is
see the
on my
document?
different
Oh,
account.
right. I forgot to send you the document.
Yes.
Let me just I think the permissions are updated so that you can see the document, but here you go. There's the updated document and everything.
There
Oops.
we go.
Don't want to
Thank you.
move the tree.
And I'm gonna check which of my troops are the fastest and can potentially reach the tree.
You can choose again if you want, because you only picked ones that move 2 or 1.
I think that's very reasonable. I'm gonna try to play with what I have, and I'm gonna also try this new cannon bag that you already said will be very strong.
Yes. You're going all out on ranged here, huh?
In a way, I believe these guys are melee, right?
The shield
War
bugs,
breeder shield bugs.
that's the thing. They are melee, but they aren't really that strong. The whole synergy is that they tank and they don't do really much anything else. Much of
That's
anything else.
exactly what I need.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, so will you start the positions and everything?
I will. I will. Fungal Legion. Okay, there we go.
Wait, no, that's
Oh yeah, fungals are your. I believe
no.
I have war breeds.
Yeah, you have war
Yes.
breeders and I have Molfolk.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Molfolk.
Cannon. Okay. Tiles movement speed. That was the acronym. Okay, got it.
Yes.
Scarebearer shield bug. That's this guy. It's gonna
Yes.
be.
Wait, does the
It's gonna
shield bug
be.
move 3 or 2? I forgot.
You put two tiles as the movement speed.
Okay, one second. Let me see if I like. Yeah, I put 2 tiles there. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, 2 tiles. Yeah.
I'm only looking for the cannon bug just now. It has two tiles of the movement speed, so that's gonna be that. I think my
Yes.
strategy will be pretty much.
Yes.
I'm gonna be playing. Okay, I'm gonna reposition these guys. Okay, which tile I want to potentially occupy? Let me quickly think about that. Okay,
Yeah.
I think I want to. I think I want to occupy. I think I want to occupy this tile, so I'm gonna put a cannon at the very.
Oh, wait,
Wait,
I forgot to tell you. I think I already
I'm gonna
did tell
put.
you, but yeah.
I'm, I'm gonna put the cannon at the very top. I'm gonna put a shield bag right here,
Yes.
and I'm gonna follow it up with two sets of my
Grunts.
grunts, I believe,
Yes. They're the grunts, yeah.
at the top. That's gonna be my finalist position.
Yes.
Here we go.
Wait, am I coming through the mic all right?
Yes, I can hear you.
Wonderful, wonderful. So now, who do you want to go first? I'll let you go first, but if not, we can do a dice roll.
I think we're doing the dice roll, and
Okay.
you know me, I'm picking even.
Okay. Even. Let's see. Dice roll. Nice. You go first.
All right. So, uh, while
First.
we play the first show match, let's explain the rules so they are crystal clear and no one has any objection on what's happening during the game. So
Yes.
uh, the turn of the player is divided to the three stages. In each of these three stages, you have a choice to make. You either do one action or the other. For instance, in the first stage of the turn will be either movement or charge. Since I don't have any troops in range of me, it's gonna be pretty much futile to choose the charge. I'm gonna be using movement. So pretty much I am allowed to move all of my troops wherever I want within their movement speed and reposition them to the best tiles I can imagine. So I'm gonna use this turn, reposition my cannon back by one tile here. I'm gonna reposition my shielders. Let me rehaze shield bugs by 2 tiles right here. And I'm
Ooh.
gonna follow it up by repositioning my grunts. I believe grunts have only 1 tile movement speed. No, they have 2 movement speed as well. So I'm gonna just follow it up and push them to the bottom of the map as well, just like that.
What a spicy first move. Let's see.
That
Yeah.
no. Since I didn't end my turn, technically I cannot do anything else in this turn. But for future reference, there will be 2 more stages of the turn, which will be also split choices. For instance, for my faction, it's gonna be very beneficial for me to mostly be using the ranged attack and not the channeling attack. There will be instances where channeling will be stronger, but for now, I'm gonna be basing mostly on the ranged attack. And then there will be a first stage that is basically a melee combat, and there you also will be forced to pretty much choose whether to do a armed or unarmed melee combat.
It is also important to mention that certain factions have, like we already discussed, certain factions have weaknesses and strengths. One of the biggest weaknesses of the factions I'm using right now, the Molefolk, is that they have no ranged attacks. Not even their channeling attacks relate to any kind of like distanced attack. All of their channeling attacks. Wait, all of their channeling attacks behave as some kind of buff or some kind of new strategy that interacts with melee. Oh, and also, by the way, we forgot about this. Your stage indicators, sir, right here and right here. So we know where those are, and we can just put these 2 extra resin in the tree, and put the stage indicators somewhere else.
Right now,
Right.
I think, yeah, absolutely. So I have 2 resin and 8 stage indicators in case they will be useful, and I bet they will, because if they won't, it means Faye didn't kill a single unit of mine.
Yes, either that or that I did not design them well.
You designed them pretty well. At, at least I hope it was very understandable, and once we enter the combat, they will come in handy. So yeah,
Yes.
I've ended my turn, and it is right now your turn, Faye, to rush the tree.
Yes, which is something my faction is pretty good at doing, because the average movement speed of the Molefolk to compensate for their lack of ranged attacks is way higher than any other faction. Lots of cards in this faction can move up to 3, which is like the max. Hold up, let me just look at my document again, and I will see which ones can move where and such. And I'll also do a very spicy first turn to see if I can challenge you. So tile movement speed for the clan hunger is always 2. So I think another thing that's really important to mention here is when you're marching or charging, regardless of the two, you can move less than the maximum amount, which
Yes.
means you can move less than the maximum amount. Oh, I think we forgot to mention a new feature, Home.
So there was another new feature. All right.
It
So
was
let's
a
mention
it
it
was
right now.
something new called a passing charge. Look at this. So let's say let's just I remember the positions. Don't worry. Let's say your units are like this, right? And you want to attack this one, but you can't because you can't get the maximum amount of damage from this because you move 1-2 at best, right?
Yes.
The new charge type that lets you deal bonus damage allows you to move like this and deal 1 extra damage. Not 1 extra damage, 2 extra damage for the tile that isn't adjacent to this one. So this will deal 4 damage instead of 3.
Interesting. Wait, how does it work again? Because I'm kind of confused. So it means that if you were to if you were to be adjacent with me and you just run away, you could call it a charge and deal 5 damage?
it has to be one tile away, and then it also has to be one tile away when you move away, like after the charge. Before and after the charge has to be one tile away.
Okay, so you cannot charge when you're close in combat.
You can this is a valid charge. So this is a valid charge starting from here but going to here. But this is a very weak valid charge because it only deals 1 damage on top of the because charges deal damage based on movement speed.
Mm-hmm.
So that with that out of the way, you understand the new charging mechanic. I can get back
I
to my turn.
I
Yeah.
got it. I got it. And since I picked a lot of shooters, I'm not a huge fan of this new mechanic because it's not working in my favor in this game.
I don't know how often you can actually pull off this new mechanic in a game. You'd have to be really spaced out for it to work. Like, not spaced out literally, but like spaced out like across the board for it to work really often. So my Mofo Klein Hunger can move 2. I'm going to move him by 1 tile at least this direction.
Right?
And if I move too close to these guys, it'll be within your in range of your ranged attacks.
Exactly.
So the spear masters, the spear moles will go up by 1 tile. Will go up by 1
Right.
tile, and the warworm younglings, which have a full movement speed of 3, will charge directly at the tree. And my last move for the warworm that hasn't moved yet, warworm younglings that haven't moved yet, is down here by 1.
All right. So you're already setting up some kind of a surprise charge. If I plan on getting close to a tree. Excellent.
Yes. Well, sort of. If I wanted to charge within the turn immediately after yours, I would need to move these 1 extra here, one here, and then you would be in range to fire here. So I'm not sure how well this one is going to turn out, but if you try and move here, I can. If you try and move up this way, it's a bit more difficult because you can't move here to do a ranged attack on these guys through the tree. The tree is an obstacle for that. Unless you're using the cannon bug, in which case the tree just gets completely ignored.
Yes.
Hold up, let me sit up in my chair while I do this for a second. Yeah. So so what I'm anticipating is either some kind of like movement towards the tree or some kind of because your faction right now, your army is strictly like ranged. Like this is a very ranged focused army. And if I get too close within the first few turns, you might be able to take all of the bulk of my army out really quickly. But
Exactly.
if I focus on anticipating your moves, it'll be a much closer fight. Because if I were to just try and punish everything, if I were to just overcommit into everything, you would outgun me way faster than I could move. But since I know I have the advantage with movement, I'm trying to anticipate something before I go all in. You know.
All right.
So it's your
One
turn.
question to the
Yes.
one question to the document. I see that my Warbreeder Grant has only one weapon, and it is this Leech Thief, which
Leech
in
tooth,
document
leech teeth. Yeah.
uh, in document it has four four 3 damage. Sorry, uh, 1 armor penetration, and a third statistic that I don't remember. Tile range. Tile
Yes.
range.
Tile range. Yeah.
And tile range, I assume, means what's the maximum range of the weapon. Can
Yes.
technically can technically range unit go close and personal with a melee unit and shoot it from a point blank range?
No, point blank is not possible. You'll need to use unarmed combat for those guys.
Alright, and what is the unarmed combat for these guys then?
It's a brute force. It's the brute force stat. Same for charging. Same stat used for charging. Oops.
Alright. Alright, I got it.
So, I
And I guess brute force doesn't have any armor penetration, so it's a last resort statistic.
yes, it's a last resource stat. Unless you're my faction where you focus on charging, where the brute force stat is much more important.
I think I got every info that I needed. Also, if I remember correctly, let's throw another hypothetical scenario.
Yes.
If there was a fungal legionist in this position, this war breeder grunt wouldn't be able to shoot, but the one behind him would be able to get a shot off, and he would not inflict any friendly fire to the war breeder grunt.
Yes, that is also
Uh,
true. That is also true.
Right,
You
so
remember.
just as a quick reminder of the rules of the game, very
Yes.
important to know. And one more thing I have to obviously check is
The movement speed again.
this. All right. All right. I think already got my info down, and I think I'm ready to perform my turn. So, since my troops have only 2 of a movement speed, I'm gonna try to. Obviously, I cannot do a charge attack unless I want to sacrifice my grunts and charge you here. That's not
Yeah,
gonna
and
happen.
you'd be yeah, that's not a good idea.
So my reposition will be quite different. My objective was always to bring the wall breeder shield bugs into the battlefield, so they will be moving up 2 squares. The cannon bug, quite frankly, will be also moving 2 squares up, as he can do that. And I'm gonna put my I'm gonna be putting my ward breeder grounds also very close and personal to the tree, just like that.
I see.
And right,
I see. Yeah.
all right. And since right now we have the option of doing the channeling or the ranged phase, I don't think my troops are able to get any shot off in the ranged phase. So even though I chose the ranged phase, we won't be able to get any shot off. And at the same time, I cannot do any form of melee combat because I'm not adjacent to your troops, so my turn will be over just like that.
Yeah, and also channeling can't be done because you only have 2 out of 3 resin required for the ability.
That also is true.
Yes. Also, you did mention that you did not like the passing charges, right?
I know that you really want to show it off.
That's why you moved there? What?
Maybe I'm baiting you.
Maybe. So, first off, I get a resin at the beginning of my turn for moving in that position. For moving in
Yes.
that position on my previous turn and surviving your enemy turn. Um Now, in terms of either you baiting me or me punishing you, whichever comes first, or whichever is actually the case, I actually have a few juicy options here. I can do a passing charge on this guy, I can do a passing charge on this guy, which would deal like I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 plus the amount of brute force. Let me check the amount of brute force. Molefolk. The amount of brute force for the Warworm Younglings is 4, so that would be 8 against these guys. Or I could do the same thing, but I could do the same thing in a different direction against the shield bugs. Now the shield bugs are a bit more important to you than you might realize. So I could do that, but you could also be baiting me into this, right?
So what's gonna be the option of choice?
Um, hmm. What I think I'm going to do what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to is hmm really challenging, because if I charge I can't move these guys, and if you move this guy, if I do a passing charge, you will be able to move these two here, so that you will be able to move move these two up one, so that you will be able to fire at my more valuable troops. These are the least valuable troops to me. I don't care if they take a lot of damage, because they actually have a bit more HP and armor than you might think. But if you line up enough shots against these guys, it's gonna be a bit devastating, right? So what I think I'm going to do instead is I'm going to take one of the passing charges. So I'm gonna move here and deal 8 damage to these guys minus armor. How much armor do they have? Yeah?
I'm pretty confident that these Warmer younglings can only move 3 tiles. So
Oh wait,
the
oh my
maximum
bad, my bad.
you can get.
That's 8. But that's still 8. Sorry, I didn't realize I moved that much.
Alright, it's fine.
Yeah. So how much armor do they have? Minus 8.
If I see correctly, fungal legions, that's not it. Waller breeders.
Yes.
The grunts have CA is armor, right?
Yeah, collective armor.
Okay, so they have collective armor of 3. So
So
the damage of your charge will be reduced by 3.
yes, for a total of. I'm not in my math brain right now.
Okay. We had 9 HP to start with, and right now we're
I'm
we're
just
technically
pulling
only.
out the stage indicator. I wasn't actually indicating anything.
It's okay. It's okay. So right now we had a 9 HP at the start. You dealt 8 damage, but my armor parried 4. I mean parried 3. So it means that I have 5 HP to work with. Yeah, 8 plus 3 is yes. I have 4 HP to work with, which means I will be still having 2 troops, and one of these will be on 1 HP.
So yeah, just set the dice there. Yes, perfect. I would say that's a pretty good passing charge. But for my next charge, I'm not going to do a passing charge. I'm going to do a 2-tile normal charge here to prevent you from moving up too close.
Right.
You should not have told me that you were trying to bait something.
All right.
No, I'm being silly. I'm being silly. Don't worry.
How powerful will be this charge?
Okay, so it's moving 2 tiles plus 4, so that's 7, right?
2 plus 4 is 6.
2 plus 4 is 6. Oh, my
you
bad.
try
I
to
thought
sneak 1
3.
damage on me.
Damn
you
it!
try to sneak 1.
That that was not an attempt at sneaking damage. That was genuinely me being very, very dense at that moment.
And if I saw correctly, Warbreeder shield bugs have a very powerful armor of 5, almost pairing the entire charge. They will only drop 1 HP, bringing them down. If I recall correctly, they have 2, right? Shield bugs, they have
2
collective
stages.
armor 5, and they have yes, they have collective HP of 6. So this guy will be only taking 1 damage. I'm gonna paste 2 here.
Oh, also, one thing I forgot to mention about stage indicators is you can still use 2 on one that has 2 to indicate that both stages are alive and that this card is not at 1 HP in its entirety.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can do that. Also, how do you set up the dice to the okay, I see.
Right click and
I set it
yeah.
to 2.
Yes. Yeah.
Right, perfect. So that's the charge phase for you. And
Yes, and now I can still do a bit of a melee phase if I want to. If I
yes.
want to, if I can still do one melee phase here, like one melee
Mhm.
attack here, or I could also do channeling.
Mhm.
I could also do channeling if I wanted to. I could spend 3 resin on. I could spend 3 resin on making these guys attack twice, but that doesn't seem like a very big. That doesn't seem like very useful to me right now. So I'm gonna take a bunch of die, 3 die to be exact, and I'm going to do unarmed combat against your shield bugs.
Right. So right now we're gonna be talking how the evasion chance work.
Yes, evasion chance is the number that your opponent has to roll higher than in order to hit you. A 6 will always hit, and a 1 will always miss. Right?
Yes. And
Yeah.
what and right now what indicates that the troop has been hit or not? Because obviously 6 always hits, 1 always misses. What's the cutoff?
The
What are
cutoff, yeah.
the troops what are the troops parameters and how can we know those?
So the evasion chance, or EC, basically says if this exact number is rolled or lower, it's a miss, which is something I had to sort out a while ago and such. So the shield bugs have an evasion chance of 2. If I roll a 2 precisely, I don't hit anything. Also, before I roll, each one of these die represents an individual attack from these individual stages or these individual units. So let's say, for example, if Home was attacking with one of these units, with this card rather, he would only be attacking with 2 of them because one of them is dead. Or wait, no.
Exactly.
Yeah, one of them is dead, right? Because no stage indicator versus no stage indicator.
Mm-hmm.
Oops, I almost accidentally moved a stage indicator. Um, roll. Wow, really lucky.
I think
That's my roll.
that's as lucky as it gets.
Yeah, as lucky as it gets. For you, not for me.
All shots miss, so my I
Shield
keep
bugs.
forgetting their shield bugs survive the melee attack and they live to tell the tale basically.
Yes. We're not sure of that yet, but we'll definitely set
Well,
that.
they look pretty alive to me.
They're both
Evasion
alive, and
range,
one of them's greatly wounded, but uh,
that's
uh
not greatly wounded. It's it's just a flesh wound. He's gonna get better.
it's just a flesh wound. Yeah. Anyway, that's my turn. I give my turn to you, and you get 1 resin at the beginning of your turn. So let me just grab that there. You got 1 resin now.
Absolutely, thank you.
Yeah.
And right now we have a very, very peculiar position where I would love to get a charge attack, but I just know that my units are not good at charging. So I'm gonna continue repositioning my troops to the better tiles. Also,
Yes.
I will have to get a knowledge whether the cannon blast can whether cannon blast is available from a point blank range as well.
Oh, the cannon blast is available from a point blank range because it pierces. But, the most value you get out of it is piercing through enemies.
Yes, absolutely. So with that being said, I have 2 ideas on the turn, and right now I'm calculating which one will be better. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way,
Yes.
one more thing. I think it goes without saying. When charging, you can only hit one troop. You you don't
Yes.
you don't hit you don't hit all the passing troops while charging.
Absolutely not. Exactly.
All right. Now that we have now that we covered that thing, and my entire forces won't be obliterated by one squad of wormworm younglings.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
we can
Yeah, that
we
was
can
yeah.
we can start remaneuvering my forces. So I'm gonna maneuver my grunts, one tile here. I'm gonna maneuver one set of grunts here, basically pointing the guns at your squad of wormworm younglings.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Also, I'll have to make sure that nothing happens to my cannoneer, as I have nasty ideas for him in the future.
Yes.
Um, Actually, I'm curious where to move my shield bags, because I have some ideas and kinda trying to choose which plan which plan to execute. What I'm saying.
Yes.
Mhm. Oh, also one more thing. That's gonna be a technicality.
Yes. Go
Let's say
ahead.
you stand next to a troop, but you want to charge the other troop. Can you even perform a charge attack from here?
Yes. You can just choose one or the other, and like you have to choose which one gets affected, basically.
Okay, so obviously you cannot charge from point blank range. You've already explained it to me, but if you are if you are like in melee combat, you still can perform a charge on a different squad.
Yes. Wait, no,
All right.
not melee combat, movement phase, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm
Yeah.
saying that you're technically clashing with another card, but you can still choose in your next turn to charge at something else.
Um. Yes, in your next turn. Because assuming they don't move on this turn, let me just put them back.
Yes, absolutely. I wouldn't let your Wormworm Younglings to escape this vicious, delicious position.
Yes, that is a very good position, admittedly, but you're gonna have to deal with the spear bug, spear moles
I'll
eventually.
have to I'll have to deal with repercussions.
Maybe. Let's see.
All right, so I'm gonna still continue to reroute my troops. I'm gonna actually move shield bugs. They will be body blocking your Wormworm Younglings, and they're gonna be standing here. And I'm gonna actually opt to play a cannon bug. Wait, yeah, he has 5 HP, so that's gonna be fine. I'm gonna opt to move a cannon bug up one tile like this.
Nice.
All right, and that's gonna be
Your movement
movement
phase.
phase over.
And now your
Right now,
ranged phase. It's up to you. Channeling or ranged. You have very good options for both. Maybe even too
yes,
good for both. Because that's going to be a
yes,
very difficult decision to see which one to go with.
it is gonna be a very difficult decision, and I think. Wait, you said that the ability will deal true damage.
Yes, true damage ignores armor and evasion.
All right. If it's gonna be indeed a true damage, then I'm gonna be going for the ability.
Nice.
Well, reason goes to the bank, and I think you exactly know which way I'm shooting.
Okay, let me just check my HP for a second. My poor HP. This
Warmer
is
Younglings
fun.
have 12
Yeah.
HP. So
Okay,
with
okay.
this ability,
So Molfolk Clan Hunger has an HP of 4, so that's 1 HP.
wait, Clan Hunger, like,
Molfolk Spearmoles have a collective HP. Molfolk Spearmoles have a collective HP of 10. So that's and they right, no, right, it ignores armor. They have a collective HP of 10, so that's like two stage indicator, and I want to say 2 damage. Yeah, that's 2 damage left out of 1 stage. And the War-worm younglings, last but not least, receive they have a total HP. They have like a collective HP of 12, so they are still at 3 stages, but with 3 health left. No, wait, they're still at
Okay,
three.
one,
What?
one health left. 1 health left.
1 health left. Right. No, wait. Oh, right, 4. Right. Let
Yeah,
me
because
just.
12 minus 3 is 9, and 9 is pretty much 2 whole younglings plus 1 to spare.
Yes, exactly. So that's a really good move there. You can also try melee combat, but I don't think this guy doesn't have much brute force and such. So that's up to
I
you.
mean, I
Yeah.
there is no retaliation during my turn, so I should be trying that.
Yes. It's not like Warhammer where if you attack, there can be counterattacks and such.
A very good game that I really liked in my childhood was Heroes of Might and Magic. I know that you don't recognize this game, but in this game, it's pretty much a very similar combat system with a grid battle and like troops take turns, but the troops have their own initiative statistic, which basically places them on the timeline in which order they are gonna be taking turns. So like you don't move all your troops at once, you just happen to have your troops having the turn, and then your opponent will have a turn with a different troop, but only one at a time. And in
Yeah.
this game, there is something called retaliation. Basically, if you attack someone in melee, you will get a hit on them, but once per turn, every troop can retaliate melee damage, and most there are instances where you don't want to take this retaliation, for instance, with your glass cannons.
Yes. So I
So
would like.
so since in this game there is no retaliation during your melee phase, I obviously will be going
Yes.
for a melee phase. And right now I'll have to calculate whether it's gonna be more worth it for me to brute force it or
They don't have
like
weapons. Those two guys there don't have weapons.
wait. So you're telling me that Bingo Fango, War Breeders. You're telling me that the shieldbugs don't have a weapon?
Yeah, it says right here on the card they have no weapon.
Really? They have no weapon. All right. Okay, so that's quite okay. Let me move
Yeah, don't
this
worry, I
here.
got it. I got it.
Thanks.
Just order around the
Nice.
little dice and damn it. Oh, oops. Oops, you got it. You
Works
got
like
it.
a charm.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So basically, I'm gonna be brute forcing what's left of the Wormworm younglings and hope for the best.
The
Basically,
one Warworm youngling that took fatal damage, and the other two that are like, "Yo, what's up?"
they're chilling.
Yeah, they're just chilling.
All right. That being said, the Uh, that's War Breeders, yes. So the cannon bug has a brute force of 2, and the shield bugs have a brute force of 3. If I remember correctly, you multiply it by 2, so they're gonna be 6 damage from shield bugs.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing. I don't think you do that anymore. Yeah.
Ooh.
So
Oh, I
it's
didn't account for that.
wait, no, right, no, I was wrong. Sorry. You have to roll for evasion, and if it lands, you get to do that. If both of them land, you get to do that. So if you're going to do that with the shield bugs, sorry. I'm braining right now. My brain is braining. So you have two shield bugs. You have to roll, and you have to roll higher than. But here's the other thing. There's armor. You have to account for armor on this phase, on this action. So if you regardless of the amount of damage that you deal with brute force, there's no armor penetration on brute force, and my Mulfolk Warworm younglings have an armor of 2. So even if you hit, the shield bugs couldn't do anything, right?
I don't agree. Shieldbugs actually can get damage because they have a brute force of 3.
Oh, they brute
However,
force of 3. Oh, sorry, I didn't check the brute
this guy
force.
this guy Cannon Bug cannot get any damage because he has brute force of 2, so this guy won't be even useful.
Oh, so I miscalculated. Sorry, yeah, they have a brute force of 3, so they're only gonna deal 1 damage each.
Also, if I recall correctly, you
Yeah.
said that the card has the collective armor, so it means that all these younglings have a 3 armor collectively. So if I happen to hit both hits, they're gonna be 6 damage, and 6 minus 2 armor, like you've said, is gonna be 4 damage.
Could you say
Unless
that
I
again, real quick?
unless I misunderstood the rules, if I recall correctly, younglings have the collective armor of, wait, they have collective armor 2 or 3?
They have a collective
Or
armor of 2.
okay, so it means that they will be pairing the attacks that have 2 HP or less. And if I and these guys in shield bugs have a 3 brute force. So it means even if one of them lands the hit, there will be 1 damage dealt, and if both of them land, one of them will deal 1 damage after parrying the armor, and the second one will deal 3 damage and 4 damage in total, since the younglings have
Oh,
collective
that's
armor.
what you mean. I thought you were talking about armor decreasing over time as they take damage, but since it's a collective stat, that doesn't happen. What happens is these are individual attacks. The damage of these attacks does not get summed up.
Interesting.
The damage so these are individual attacks. Damage for
Well,
attacks does not get summed up. Sorry.
well,
Yeah.
in that case, I really not am not a fan of this troop. You should have told me that shieldbugs are actually pretty weak.
I tried to tell you that they deal no damage, have no weapons. Like, not that they deal no damage necessarily, but like their only purpose is to sit there. I probably should have told you that, but like I don't know. That you didn't do anything. I take full blame, but at the same time, I did say that out loud that they don't have weapons.
All right, that's why we do the playtesting. Right now, we know unless they get buffed, don't play shieldbugs. Very weak. No, do not recommend. 2 out of 10.
Well,
Okay, so
well, you
let's
see,
roll.
the way you play shield bugs is by having them body block for the cannon bug next to the tree, so that when you shoot the cannon bug, they take no damage because the cannon bug's ability deals 4 damage and they have 5 armor. And yeah.
It makes sense, but at the same time, it doesn't make sense. I just don't like that they'll deal like literally no damage. It's
Hmm.
like an empty card, empty vessel.
Literally. Empty
I think
vessel,
I think
Hollow Knight reference.
I think they have to get buffed at some point, but for now, let's just keep playing.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so I'm gonna roll
Yeah,
five,
go ahead.
four, three, two, one.
Nice.
Both hit.
Let me check their
Both hit.
evasion chance again, because I think it's 3, right? For the Molefolk
Young.
Warworm Younglings. Yeah, wait, no, but the evasion chance is 3. So both hit, and you deal 2 damage. So now this is at 1. This is at 1. Hold up.
2.
Flip it, yeah. So, flip.
Mm-hmm.
This is -1 and, well, -1 stage. And how much health will they have left?
3.
Out of what?
3 HP.
3. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Right, and if I recall correctly, my turn is over.
Yes,
Actually
you did.
sucks because
Yeah.
actually sucks because I was pretty damn sure that the cannon deals 4 damage. I was really hoping to kill your spellcaster in one shot.
It deals 4 damage to your allies. It deals 3
Okay.
damage to your enemies.
I think for 3 resin it should deal 4 damage. I don't know, it seems kinda weak. I got the momentum and I wasn't able to finish you off in one turn. Very
You know, on your
unbalanced.
next turn, assuming I don't move him too far away, you can just move these guys here and get rid of my channeling unit.
Yeah, that's a very fair assumption. However, it has a very big caveat. If you
Yeah.
kill me in this turn, I don't get to retaliate.
Yeah. Okay, so now comes the ever so present question of whether to charge or march as the molefolk. And I think that I'm going to actually take a I think I'm actually going to take a bit of a big risk here. I'm going to move this. No, wait, no, not move. I'm going to charge first with this guy
All right.
here. No, wait, no, wait. Gonna charge first with this guy here. So that's a brute force of. That's a brute force of. It was 3, right? No, it was
Three
4.
brute force.
4 and
Four brute.
5. Yeah.
Five damage, and I'm gonna check very quickly the HP of my guys. I
And
mean
your armor
armor.
as well. Your armor as well.
Yeah, 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 yeah. The HP is 3, if I recall correctly. The armor, however, for grunts will be 3 as well, so I'm gonna be taking 2 damage.
2 damage, and you're still at 3 stages, so you're at like
Exactly.
1 damage for 1 stage left. Yeah, perfect.
1 HP, just like Surgical Goblin versus Morton.
Damn. Damn. I
I
haven't
wonder how
even
many
watched
people
that yet.
friends.
But here comes my really risky part. Here comes my really risky part. Um,
Oh, you should
yeah.
give yourself 1 resin point.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
for the
that's right. I
bonus.
got a resin point. Now, here comes my really risky part. I charge with this guy. Oh wait, no. Sorry, I need to move. I remembered my sequence again, and that was the wrong thing I wanted to do. So I do a passing charge with this guy like this, and deal 8 damage. How much is that left?
And with 3 armor, this squad is gone.
Really, the whole squad?
No, wait. Oh, because the charge doesn't. Oh, yeah, because the charge damage apparently
Charge
depends on
damage
the brute
is
force.
yeah.
Okay, so even if 1 youngling survives, the charge damage of the squad with 1 youngling is as powerful as the charge with the 3 younglings.
Yes. Yes.
That's
I
how you
think I need
design
to
the
fix
game.
that, but what?
That's how that's how you set up the game. Yeah, this squad is gone.
That squad is gone?
That's gonna be that's gonna be 5 damage after deducting the armor.
No,
And
that's not 5
I
damage.
only,
That's 1, 2, 3, 4 damage plus 4, which is 8.
yes, and I literally said it's gonna be 4 damage because I only have 4 HP to work with. Armor of 3 allows me to reduce it to 5, but 5 is bigger than 4. Elementary
Oh,
school mathematics checks out.
my bad. I designed this game to be simple, and then I forget how simple my brain is.
It's fine. It's fine. One squad is gone. Congratulations.
Yeah, and with that out of the way, I can't charge anymore, so I'm going to move on to my channeling phase. I'm gonna move on to my channeling phase. Took some risks here, but I think I'm on par with you now, even though my channeler is at 1 HP.
I really wish this channel wasn't in the game anymore, but okay. I didn't really let
So
him.
for 2 resin, for 2 resin, I spend 2 resin to make this guy attack here.
Right. So you pretty much will perform a double attack. So let's just calculate the
It's
double
not
attack.
it's not just a double. Oh yeah, a double attack is in 2 separate phases. Not a double attack as in I'm only attacking twice. Right. Big brain. Big brain time. Just that one Markiplier meme with the edited face that says, "Yeah, this is big brain time." Right.
In hindsight, since I thought I'm gonna kill your spellcaster, I decided to not use my ranged guys, and right now they are both dead. I don't think they're surviving that.
Well, let's see if you get lucky. How much evasion chance do you have on your grunts again?
grunts have the evasion chance of 3, so I would say pretty damn good odds in my favor.
Yes. Ooh.
Okay, one attack misses, so that's gonna be.
So that's going to be, yeah, still brute force.
What do you mean brute force?
Because
Don't you?
these don't have weapons, they're attacking with brute force, and since this is my
Okay, so that's
channeling phase, I'm attacking with the channeling action, like the channeling form of the battle sage, not battle sage, the channeling form of the clan hunger basically splits the amount, like the tree of like different options you have in a turn into like the two actions you can choose during melee from the channeling phase.
yes.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's brute force. So that's a brute force of how much again? Let me check. A brute.
4 times 2, it's 8 damage.
Wait. 4 times 2, it's 8 damage. Yeah, 8 damage.
Yes, and these guys have 3 armor, so it's gonna be a 5 damage in total, which means these guys are already at 7, they will be at 2. So I lost 2 units.
I see. Okay, and that's not all of my turn though, because I can go again now that it's the melee phase.
Right?
Oops, I selected the board. Uh, Bam. And only one attack is successful this time.
One attack is successful, which means I'm gonna be receiving 4 damage, but reduced by the shield of 3. So this guy is literally on 1 HP.
I see, yeah. So now it's your turn. You get 1 resin. You get 1 resin.
Yeah, as the consolidation prize. Thank you.
Consolidation, right?
All right, let's make the most of my guys as it's physically possible. Kinda sucks that these guys deal no damage.
Yeah.
Okay, they have 2 movement speed, so okay, there's no lineup here, so
Oh, I would like to warn you about one lineup though. These guys are still at 2 stages, and if you move them over here, they can do a passing charge like this.
they absolutely can. Yes, gonna check the cannon blaster, cannon bug. Okay, I see that he has. Wait, HPS. What's the statistic about?
HPS, hit point stages. It's just the amount of troops.
Okay. Makes sense.
Just the amount
Also,
of
the
troops.
cannon bug. Wait, so cannon bug doesn't have damage?
Wait,
Like none?
what do you mean? No HPS. Let me check the cannon bug again. Let me see what you're talking about. HPS is 1, which means that it has 1 stage, which means it's 1 unit, right?
Yes.
So
And 5. He has 2 tiles movement speed. He has CA is collective armor, evasion chance. He has also brute force, and he has CC, which I forgot
channeling
what it means.
cooldown, which is the amount of turns you have to wait before you can do another channeling action.
Oh, okay. I forgot that these guys have
We can
weapons. Let me check this guy's
We
weapon.
can ignore the
None.
channeling cooldown stat because this is still like a very experimental thing. The channeling cooldown stat feels a bit too punishing to me. Because if it's higher than 1, it basically means you have to skip a channeling phase, which I don't really like the idea of as a designer.
Okay, so as I can see, the cannon bug also is a scam. Who would have thought? This guy does not have a range damage and can only attack for 3 resin at once. So if your cannon bug shot doesn't kill everything in your enemy team, you are pretty much playing with 1 dead troop. And who would have thought the shield bugs also deal no damage? So I picked 2 troops that deal no damage unless you have resin, and I have 2 squads that are pretty much dead, and these guys actually did damage.
So the reason the so a choice I would have recommended for that army would have been for one of the squads of pure, like, you basically just made an army entirely out of support troops. Like if you were in Clash
Yeah.
Royale, you made an army
Yes.
entirely out of support troops with no mini tanks and no, you chose Berserker as your mini tank.
Yes. I mean,
So
actually, Berserker does good damage. Berserker plus Cannon fully counters RG, so you cannot say it
you
deals low
chose
damage.
you chose Ice Golem as damage, and not even the hero
Yes.
version.
Yes. Because these guys don't have ability. Not yet. Resin Pass coming soon. Stay tuned for that.
No, never. But I would have recommended another unit that can either tank the shots from the cannon bug to body block for your cannon bug, or the scouts. The scouts would have done way better at charging, which is something
Yes.
that, yeah.
Yes, because
You just, yeah.
Scouts are actually the troop that I would need because I thought these guys, like the shieldbugs, have a high armor and they have like an actual damage, but instead they will be having low HP. I thought that's the mechanic behind this troop, but you made them too weak, like straight up.
Yeah,
Okay,
they're like Ice
obviously,
Golem, but they don't even hit the tower. They just stand there.
yep. Like I don't like the design. And I'm gonna take the blame in the first game on that. I haven't read a document at all. So I
Yeah.
think at this point, I literally cannot damage your troops in any meaningful way. I'm not gonna even leave desperate charge. I'm gonna save my troops and give up in this position because
Hmm.
my winning chances are pretty much zero. Also, I think you should have added a normal attack to a cannon back, so it's not a sitting duck when you run out of resin.
Yes, I agree.
Because you feel okay. Say what I really think about the canback is that it's gonna shoot only once in the game.
Yes.
Is it worth it? Is it worth it to bring an entire troop that deals no damage and can shoot only once in the game if it's gonna become a sitting duck afterwards? Like, if it's gonna shoot eventually, this shot either has to be super powerful, like it has to kill at least your spellcaster, or it has to have some kind of a personal defense, like some kind of range damage that it still can use in the late game to potentially like kill off the 1 HP troops as such. Another thing, another thing is that even with this ability, I don't think it's worth like taking the spot. I think, for instance, taking the Warbreeder Enforcer would be way better. In fact, if I took two Warbreeder Enforcers, it would have been way better for me, even though they don't have like cool abilities. At least they have raw stats.
Yes. That is why I was really concerned when I saw you pick like only the grunts and such, assuming that you thought that the cannon bug would be your tank. It is not a tank. It is the most glass of cannons that could ever glass cannon. And I think what I'm going to do with it is I'm either going to give it like a small weapon that it can defend itself with in some other part of your turn, or I'm going to just rework some of its stats or its resin ability cost. So yeah. Yeah, this is really important feedback, basically.
Basically, what I thought the cannon was, I thought it's gonna be a normal range troop that actually deals damage and has the additional powerful ability for 3 resin that can change the course of the game.
Yeah.
It appears it doesn't have any ranged weapon, which is super huge bummer. And
Yes.
about these guys, I believe you've already heard my feedback. Shield bugs, they have a role, and I think in terms of this role that you try to fulfill, they fulfill it perfectly. However, I don't think I think they're way too slow for the game, where pretty much game can be over in one turn. They don't deal enough damage, and having HP doesn't justify having no damage.
Hmm. Well, no, it's not even HP. It's just a ton of armor, and they have very little
Yes,
HP.
but like effectively, armor gives you additional 5 HP during while parrying one attack. Like I know armor and HP it's not the same, but they effectively do the same.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. This is also, I would like to say, the first time I've ever won at my own game.
That's good.
Yeah.
GG.
GG's.
I,
GG's. Double thumbs up. But I think I think we I think I can improve some of the stats for these guys. I think I need to get better at communicating the role of the cannon bug, because the cannon bug, in my opinion, I don't want to change everything about it. I don't want to give it like too much, because otherwise the vaporous cannon blast ability becomes like a bonus rather than the whole thing.
yes. I literally thought that the ability is the bonus, and I think at least for channeling troops, it should be the case, because if you design the game in a way where the channeling troop is super weak and is only justifiable to bring to the battle because of the ability, people will just not play channeling troops because they don't have stats to maintain across the entire game, and they will just try to pretty much outperform you once the guy that chose channeler will run out of resins.
Yes, but the way the game is designed, you need to choose one in general. Also, don't worry about putting everything away. We can just once you leave the room, it resets.
It's fine, it's fine.
Yeah,
Kinda
but
enjoyed kinda enjoyed that one. Let me
what?
just put this down here,
You
like
don't need to put them
that.
away.
It's fine. I'm already doing it. Don't complain.
Okay. But yeah, I think my first blunder was not having you read all of this. Oops, I hit my mic. My first blunder was not having you read all of the stats before choosing your army, because like I said, you essentially made an army out of like three support troops and one ice golem, right?
Yes. Also, I don't like the idea of you calling the grunts as a support troop. Grunts actually pack a huge punch when I check their statistics. I just
Yes.
didn't get to use them. Like when I surrounded your youngling, I think if I hit with 5 shots, I already take you down.
Yes, that would have been objectively the way better choice.
That, that's why I was considering a long shot between a surrounded shot, and such a bummer that I couldn't have performed both of the actions at once, as it would literally just obliterate your army. But
Yes.
that's also the drawback of the point of the strategy, that you shouldn't be like setting up your troops instantly to perform all the actions. You should be like bringing the troops progressively, so they have like the chance to engage when they have the turn, and when they don't have the turn, they should be sitting very safely in the back of your main army.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. See,
That being said,
that when I run
was an
can yeah, I would like to
like
explain a little bit of a cannon bug for a second. When I run cannon bug shield bug, what I do is I bring just 2 enforcers, because they don't do the same amount of damage as a swarm of grunts with 3 of the same weapon as the one weapon that the enforcer is holding, but they can hold melee, they can hold ranged, they fill up the things that the cannon bug can't. And then you use the shield bugs to body block so that nothing can reach your glass cannon as you charge up the most powerful ranged attack in the game, technically speaking, but not literally speaking. Right?
yes, I see what was the idea. I think just in practice the implementation is wrong, because if
Hmm.
from my point of view, if you even pair the cannonball and shielders in one deck, you pretty much get 2 troops that deal no damage. This guy is only to collect resin, and this guy will shoot only once per game. So you pretty much get a troop that does nothing except for fighting for the objective, guy that does nothing except for one turn, that also will waste a turn for the shooters, and yeah,
Yeah.
the rest of the army the rest of the army pretty much has to fight 2v4 for the rest of the game, which I really don't like. I think
Yeah.
if you are bringing, I think if you are bringing the channeler should be able to stand its own ground while giving additional value for the resin that you're already spending. And shield bugs are just noted. I was super surprised when when you told me that they have no weapons and they have to rely solely on brute force because it means they effectively deal no damage. And while it may be good design choice, I don't think you pair them with the cannon bug because these two cards don't deal damage and you cannot like
It's like the Rune Giant Berserker synergy. Nobody uses it.
bro. It's like it's like setting up the rune giant to boost the damage of ice golem and mirror and then cloning it all. Like sure,
Mm,
in niche scenarios it will work, but if your opponent drops Mega Knight, it's all over.
exactly. Exactly. I agree. I will definitely try to like I think what I could do for the shield bugs is give them the same dagger that the scouts are holding, and then that would pretty much fix the shield bugs then and there. But for the cannon bug, I'm not really sure what I want to do because I want the cannon bug to be as much of a glass cannon as possible. Because
Thing is,
otherwise, yeah. Yeah,
the
go
thing,
ahead.
Faye, I don't think the cannon bug is glass cannon. Cannon bug is literally you get one shot, and if your opponent doesn't line anything up, you're basically fighting 3v4. I just don't
Mm,
like this line. I
mm.
think cannon bug should be a troop, should be kind of like a archer queen. Actually, no. It should be like golden knight. It should be a weaker knight, so like it actually can fight for himself. But if your opponent messes up and lines everything up, it should absolutely punish the crap out of your opponent.
Yes.
That at least is my design choice, and I was super surprised to see that this guy cannot attack and at range, despite being literally called cannon. Like, come on,
Because
that
he's
was
not
such a
holding a
letdown.
ranged weapon. That's my logic. But yeah. I think it's about time I bring into the game the weapon I've been trying to bring into the game. I think what I'm going to do to fix the cannon bug is just have him hold a ranged weapon with 3 range and change nothing else. Like just have him hold a ranged weapon so he can attack at a distance, but then
Hmm.
but then he can still do the ability once per game, right?
Exactly. That's something that's gonna be also healthy for the game because right now I'm literally seeing cannon bug as the easy way to fight a battle with odds. You're effectively fighting 3v4.
Hmm. Yeah.
Unless your
Against
opponent
the
lines
odds or
everything
with
up,
the
but
yeah.
like unless your opponent lines everything up, but then you can feast, but like in competitive it will never happen. It happened against you. I actually hit 3 units, but it didn't even kill one, so I was so disappointed.
Yeah. The disappointment is real. But yeah. And with that, we're at the 1 hour and 43 minute mark. So if you want to do another game, that's totally fine. But I think we should wrap up if that's okay with you.
I think we've played a lot today. I really
Yeah.
hope that at least rules are pretty crystal clear for the whopping 2 viewers watching us right now. Thank you for staying here. And
Home.
hmm?
I don't really care about the amount of people who watch it live. I'm mostly trying to get this like archived so people can watch this whenever and get like some idea of how it's played live, like without needing to consult me every time someone wants to play this game.
Right. I
Yeah.
think that's also a good way. So you pretty much treat this kind of transmission as a video.
Yes, as a video. And I think I might even edit it into a video later.
All right. Just don't put memes in between. Just focus on the gameplay alone. I don't
Yeah.
think I think cuts will be necessary to, for instance, like edit our stuttering and make us look more competent than we are. But
True.
like adding memes to such a casual game that can get sweaty but it's not. Like, there are so many strategies to be discovered, and we're gonna be doing it in next episode. So yeah,
Next
thank you for
episode,
watching.
yes. Thank you for
Bye,
watching. Now,
YouTube.
bye YouTube. And now I'm just gonna click stop streaming and end broadcast. I've never really streamed on YouTube that much.